Welcome to the Asunción Real Estate Expo, or actually it's called
Expo Real Estate.
Expo Real Estate Paraguay. I promise I knew that. I just forgot for a split second, I promise. But yeah, we are here at a major real estate convention here in Asunción. And we're here networking, meeting people. There's developers, there's agents, there's agencies, there's construction companies, all sorts of real estate people here. And it's been a really, really good experience. And I am here joined by one of my favorite developers.
Thank you. I'm Louis. Nice to meet you.
Good, good. So this is Louis, and he is with El Solar. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the market in general, about El Solar, and about their project, Kalypso. But yeah, Louis, how has it been so far today?
So far today, I wasn't expecting anything,
Okay.
but I'm surprised. So meeting new people, networking, as you said. Also, wasn't sure I would find some potential clients, but I did. So, happy.
Good. Good,
Happy about it for now.
Awesome. Yeah, the truth is there's not that many buyers walking around. There's some, but the majority of people here are just people in the industry, right? Agents, developers, appliance companies, all kinds of stuff. People just want to network and do business with one another, and it's been really good for that. But yeah, he got himself a solid lead already, and hopefully we can get him some from this video.
Of course.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you, Louis, a little bit. I guess we'll start with the following. Quick rundown as to what you guys do and what brought you to Paraguay.
So we are real estate developers and constructors here in Paraguay. We've done that. I mean, it's been 24 years. You can imagine it's not only me because I'm not even 24, but with my family, my grandfather, my mother, we've done that. It's in the family. So we've done that in France for a long time. And it's been now 10, 11 years that we're here in Paraguay, in Asunción, making real estate development. We started a bit small. We started doing duplexes, triplexes, and then we started doing more and more developments, buildings developments. So 10 apartments, then 20, and now the last one we're doing is 40 apartments.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys got here, you started small, worked your way up.
Exactly.
Tell us about, over a decade in Paraguay. What is, real estate aside, what is doing business in Paraguay like?
It's really different. To be honest, it's like when we arrived here, it was a bit like the Far West,
Yeah.
You have
Wild
to
West.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to pay someone every time under the table. It's less like that now, but still a bit. So it was a bit like Far West before, and my grandfather, he loved it because so different than France. But I mean, Occidental country, of course, there is a lot of corruption also. We just don't see it as much as here. But I mean, doing business in Paraguay, to be honest, is great. Here, that's why I came back here, actually. I did my studies in France. I came back here just because there's so much opportunities here in Paraguay. And as you said, here there's a lot of people in the industry. Everyone wants to work with everyone, connect, share. And I think it's part of the Paraguayan culture also, sharing. So when we talk with agents, they don't care about sharing commission. And I mean, okay, depends, but most of the time they don't really care about sharing commission. And it's different in France. In France, they don't really like to share.
They're more tight.
That's theirs, And you can understand that, but yeah, I mean, culturally wise, I think it's great to do business here. You're really fast. You can start to know people that know people and connect and just do great things. So, and there is so much to do, so it's great.
100%. Yeah, you make great points. It's in some ways it still is the Wild West, in other ways it came a long way, and it's actually quite similar from what you might be used to. But the overarching theme is there is a lot of opportunity and there's a lot of things to get done. There's a lot of needs to be filled. And you can feel that in the energy. Everybody's just got optimism. They've got a smile on their face. And yeah, they're trying to make something happen. And in that, let's call it chaos, there's a lot of money to be made from whether you want to do business here, whether you want to invest in property, invest in other industries. There's tons of opportunity. So now, I guess, Louis, tell me a little bit more about the real estate market specifically. What do you think somebody watching from internationally should know about this market?
I think what they should know is that, you probably know it will be growing in the next years as it is now and it has been in the last 5-10 years. It will be growing. It's one, I don't know a lot of markets that offers what Paraguay is able to offer. We can talk about anything. Now we're talking about real estate, but we can really talk about any businesses, right?
Right, you can apply it to the whole economy.
I think it's one of the few countries you can really take a business idea there is in France or in Europe or in the really well-developed country, take it there, bring it here in Paraguay and make money. Really here in Paraguay, the question was really what they should know, right? And the only thing to know, probably is, of course, I don't know if we said this before, but it's, of course, to be careful from who you buy. So having a trusted agent, doing their own homework. So they don't really buy with closed eyes, blindly. So that's something they should know, but they should also know, of course, that, for now in Paraguay, it's also hard to buy something that's not going to be good, In France, to have 4-5% of net rentability is nearly, it's really hard,
Yeah.
And here, if you buy from a bad project, you can get this still. So
True. It's a high floor.
Exactly. So you have to be careful investing to have the best investments, but it will be hard for you to make a bad investment also. Comparing to other projects, yes, but comparing to the world's market, I think can be hard.
True. Yeah, ultimately there's a lot of opportunity, but of course a lot that you have to be aware of as a buyer, right? Do your homework and understand that in a market like this, which is less saturated, less competitive, and less developed, you have a higher ceiling. And yes, I just said you do have a low floor in terms of rental yield, right? In terms of net income on an investment. But there is also a possibility that you can just break through that floor, meaning just get completely screwed over. It's not super common. It's not something that you need to be very paranoid about, but there are possibilities, especially when you are buying maybe property that's titled, when you're not buying from a trusted developer. If you're just buying a random piece of land or a random house, be super careful. And then when you are buying from a developer, be careful of which developer you work with.
Of course.
Because you don't want something completely unexpected to happen. You want to make sure you have firm control over the title, right, the deed, the ownership of the property. You want to make sure that the transfer of funds process is all smooth. You just want to make sure that there's no hidden surprises.
So, for example, the notary for that, important to have a great notary, but when you buy old pieces of land or houses, you have to use your own notary.
Yes.
Because the opinion can be biased, and they cannot tell you everything, and that's where you're gonna have issues. For 100%. New buildings, it's more common to use for example, the developer notary. It's not necessary, but on new buildings, usually there is no conflict of interest. But so how you said that, have full ownership of the title of property, etc. It's really important. When it's to have a great notary or a great, for example, lawyer.
Big time, big time. Yeah, it's that would be an example of breaking through the floor, right? You buy a property that you don't own. You paid for a property that is not yours, right? That is a doomsday scenario, and it is possible here. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can avoid it, right? But stuff like that doesn't, the other parties involved, I'll put it this way, be it the seller or the agent, aren't as thoroughly incentivized to prevent that from happening to you as they might be in your home country, right? For example, if you're coming from the US like I am, and I think many Western countries, they have a real estate license that an agent has to get in order to sell real estate. Here, that's not the case. So, wink, wink, if you want to buy a property from me, I do not have a real estate license. Why? It's not really a thing here. So what that means is that the barrier to entry to become an agent is going to be much lower. And you're getting a lot less experienced professionals on average. Now, that's not to say that you're going to have a bad experience every time, by no means. But what you're getting is just people who just want to make a difference in their lives, right? The locals are seeing this growth and they're thinking, shoot, there's a bunch of money coming into real estate. I walk out of my door and I'm seeing these towers being built. How can I get in on that? Okay, why don't I go to the local real estate agency or go to a local developer and say, hey, let me sell this. You know, I've got some friends and family that might want to buy from me. They trust me. I'm their friend. I'll find a way. I'll be fine. Okay, how do I sell it? Well, here's a brochure, right? Here's the square meters. Here's how much it costs. Here's how much you can tell your client they're going to make on rental yield. That's a big if. We'll get into that. Here's the location. Here's the pool and the gym and the quincho, and you're off to the races. Go sell it, right? It's like, yes, their intentions are pure. They are told that it's a great investment by the people who they work for, and they don't know any better. But what I recommend to you guys is, yes, you might deal with some professionals who are a little bit less experienced, but look for the quality of their character. If they don't know something, do they tell you, man, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. They say, you ask about, okay, what does this contract clause mean? Why is it there? Shoot, to be honest, I don't know much about that clause. Or maybe they don't know, maybe they haven't even read the contract. I'll be honest, I haven't even read this contract myself. Let me talk to my manager, let me talk to our legal team, and let me get you a better answer. Great. They've only been in the game for 6 months, right? They're not super experienced, for example, but they tell you, yeah, like, I don't know, let me get you a good answer. But if they start saying, oh, don't worry about that, don't worry about the contract, or, oh yeah, it'll be 15% return. Oh, how did you get to those numbers? With the rentals. How much do they rent for? A lot. You know what I mean? It's like, if they don't have the humility to tell you they don't know, or if they don't have the humility to tell you, hey, there are risks involved. This is not perfect. There is a possibility that this could go wrong. I am just doing my best job to present the information to you in a way that makes sense to you. Instead of saying, no, this is the best investment right now, you need to buy right now. You will get 15% guaranteed. The contract, screw the contract, just sign it. You know what I mean? That's a super exaggeration. They're not all going to be that aggressive, but you will deal with some of that, of people who combine lack of experience with lack of humility and lack of honesty. And that's where you can get a really bad combo. That's what you need to be aware of. Lack of experience alone is manageable. Lack of honesty, run. Because in the US, for example, like, if I tell you, okay, it's 10% down, which it is with this project. We'll get into that in a second. By the way, 10% down, amazing. And then you go to sign, it's actually 30% down, and we're like, okay, no, like, we'll you're not going to be able to buy it unless you give us 30%, right? Now this is it's a completely random example. I don't know if this ever actually happens, right? But if I tell you a blatant lie, I will lose my license in the US. Here, that's not a thing. So understand that the incentives are a little bit different. Sure, you might tell your friends not to buy from them, but they keep their job. So yeah, put honesty and transparency and ethic and quality of character over everything, and then do your own research to verify the information.
But I think, for example, characters is something you have to look at if you want a long-term relationship, also as a businessman or anything, as an
100%.
agent. I mean, it's always works better if you're honest. If
Yes.
you're not honest, like if I promise you now that you have a 10% rentability, but when I deliver the project you have 6, then you'll never trust me again. You'll never buy from me again. So I don't know. I mean, and you'll talk badly about me. So so my business is in bad condition, right? So it's better to be totally honest. Never lie. Never lie.
Yep.
Character shows a lot also. And yeah, I mean, honesty, as you said, trust. Honesty, that's what builds trust. Without honesty, there is no trust. So,
100%.
and without trust, there is no relationship. And without relationship, there is no sell. So,
True, very true. Yeah, I think to take what you're saying and like the overarching theme with that is long-term interest.
exactly.
And I encourage you to examine that with any professional you deal with in Paraguay, whether it be real estate or in any other industry.
Yeah.
Real estate people, lawyers, residency people.
Can be buying dog food also. Like,
Yeah,
if someone sells you, it's great for your dog, and then your dog is sick, then are you gonna buy from them again?
and then you say, hey, my dog is sick, and they don't respond to your message?
No.
Come on. But yeah, it's the small stuff and the big stuff, right? And I think what I encourage you to look into is this person incentivized by a long time horizon in Paraguay? Do they want to make money for many years, or do they want to make a quick buck now? If the person wants to make the quick buck now, there's a much higher chance that they're going to do whatever they need to make a quick buck now.
Exactly.
But have they been here for a while? That could be a good indicator. Or do they talk about their plans in the future? Do they talk about, yeah, I want to grow and I want to do this and I want to have my own team one day and I want to have referrals and I want to have a book of business and boom, 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 boom. Those are good signs.
Exactly.
Whereas it's just like, oh yeah, I want to sell this now. Like, don't worry about me. Let me talk about why you need to buy. Like, no, learn a little bit about them. What's keeping them in their industry? Or if they're not from Paraguay, what's keeping them in this country? And take that into account.
Yeah, because there is a lot of, we're talking about Paraguayans, but there's a lot of foreigners, and I think there is more foreigners that you should be aware of, than actually Paraguayans.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I'm saying that as a foreigner here in Paraguay, and I'm telling you, like, you probably have to be careful more about foreigners here doing business from other foreigners than
True.
than Paraguayans doing business for foreigners, right?
True.
Because but there's a bunch of stories, but that's my point of view.
No, that's a great point. Because I, a foreigner, can sell you the sky in perfect English.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I know how much you make. I know what I can charge, right? Whereas the locals here, they're by default are more tethered to their environment because they're from here. So yeah, be super careful not only of locals but of other foreigners. What else? I'll plug us real quick to put a bow on the whole like be careful and do honest business topic. Reach out to us at asunciontimes.com/property. Or like check us out at asunciontimes.com/property. Check us out at the Asunción Times. Come to our events, meet me in person, meet our founders in person. Come to our investing forums where we do conferences for investing, real estate, and a bunch of different industries. And yeah, you'll see like just by like the verbiage on our webpage what we're about. We are in it for the long run. We understand the risks in this market, and we will tell you all of them. We might scare you a little bit. The website might scare you a little bit, honestly. Like if you go on our webpage, you're gonna think like, oh shoot, should I really do this? Should I really buy into Paraguay? And my honest answer is yes, but come to your own reason as to why that answer is yes.
Exactly.
Understand all of the risks that we tell you, and realize why those risks are worth it. Don't go into it blindly. And yeah, reach out to us. You can fill out a form there, or reach out to me on Instagram, and I will personally help you. And we'll connect you with great developers like El Solar and honest professionals in the industry. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I'm going to tell you I don't know. And yeah, and also when it comes to, I'll mention this, One of our business partners is the leading title verification expert for foreigners in Paraguay. He was actually the one that connected us to El Solar.
Yeah.
He writes books he's written multiple books now on investing in Paraguay for foreigners. If you reach out to me, I'm happy to provide those to you. So you can just read up on your own information. And his whole thing is making sure that people, who want to buy, say, a plot of land or a house, are doing so in a way that's transparent, in a way where they know that the seller is giving them what they need, and just verifying all the details. So we come from a position of trust but verify. Like that's our whole thing, and we're partnering up with the right people to make sure that we can have something sustainable. And ultimately, like if you buy from me, great, but I don't want just you to buy from me. I want you to tell your friends about me. I want a large book of business of referrals. I want to never have to make one of these videos again. I want to be able to just sit on my butt in Samber and just have you send me referrals all day because of how good of a job I do for you. But time will tell. I can't promise you that yet because we're just getting started, but time will tell, and we'll stay true to what we do. So next, enough about me. Tell us more about your project and what you guys have to offer as a developer.
So this project is actually the biggest one we're gonna do so far. So 40 apartments if you know Paraguay, then you probably know Recoleta, which is near the shopping Mariscal. So if you know Asunción, there's not a lot of life, like outside life. Is really based on the shoppings, and there are 3 of them. So it's near shopping Mariscal. There is La Cuadrita, which is a street for peatones.
It's like a bars and restaurants area. It's
bars
nice.
and restaurant area. Nice. It's pretty cool where you have a lot of nightlife, etc. So it's one of the best areas now, and so that's where we're doing this project. So we have 3 types of apartments: studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, at different prices. We have the best price on the market, and as I told you, you can look it up. You can do your own research, and actually that's what I encourage you to do, is to do your own research and see that I'm not lying to you, and that will build trust eventually. So it's an 8-floor building, 5 apartments per floor. I mean, amenities, like you said, parrilla, quincho, well, no gym, but pool area, etc. So everything designed to keep the expenses low and to have a great rentability. So actually the lowest price we have now available, it's $44,700,000. So it's the most available we have now. The other one we sold it. And we're gonna talk about rental yield. We've done a study studying like high long-term rentals, and in long-term rental with deducing all the charges, etc., we are at about 9.5% net rental yield. But if you take the 3 years of development that Paraguay is going to have and the increase of rent, etc., you probably can get more. But that's something, the study that we've made on what we can have today at this price and what we can rent at today's market, right? So in 3 years will be totally different. So that's basically what we're offering now.
Awesome. Yeah, and I like how you make your projections for long-term rent. Yeah. It's always. Like, sure, buy one of his units and throw it up on Airbnb. Like, go for it, you know what I mean? But
it's a great place. I mean, it's a great place also to do Airbnb. Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, yeah. But the thing is, I think the key indicator is to do it long-term. To do a study long-term. And actually, I'm not bullshitting you when I'm saying those numbers, because me and my mother have a real estate agency here that we started at the same time that we've started the development. And we rent units every week, every day, every month. And we know the market in this area, in other areas. So if we're telling you this, then, it's not bullshit. I mean, I like to know that I know how to do my job, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's also a great place to do Airbnb, but of course, it's
But yeah,
better.
for the purpose of presenting the yield to the buyer, I like that you lead with long-term rent because it's more secure, it's more conservative. Short-term rental is always going to vary more based off of the season. It's going to vary more based off of the type of unit, based off of the quality of the pictures you take.
Exactly.
Yeah, based off of the way you arrange the furniture and based off of the LED lights you put underneath the kitchen countertops. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of random stuff. Now, yes, the ceiling is higher, but the floor is lower. And I would encourage you, whether you're buying from him or not, when you're consulting with your agent or with your developer, ask them what this yield that you are saying I can get, is it based off of long-term rent or Airbnb? Okay, it's based off of Airbnb. What would it be if it were long-term rental? And how do you back up those numbers? How did you arrive at that number? What other units have you guys rented at that price? What makes you confident that I can get that amount per month? And then, keep that more conservative number in mind. And then sure, if you can get a higher yield on Airbnb, great. But don't take that to the bank necessarily, right? Like, don't make your purchase decision just off of that. I like that a lot. What else kind of sets you guys apart, or how else do you like to do business with your clients?
I mean, as we said before, for us, trust is the biggest indicator, right? And that's a question you have asked me before, but I'll repeat it. It's, I mean, what do you look for to have trust in a buyer, in a developer, right?
Yep.
So the things you need to know is, ça va?
All good.
The things you need to know.
Todo bien.
The things you need to know is probably the structure of the contract. So trust is based, when you buy off plan like this, is track record, financial resources, and the contract, the base of the contract, right? How it is written, etc., and what can protect the client, etc. So if there is great track record, that there is no delay on the construction, that it's well finished, and if I tell you, for example, I don't need you to buy to finance my project, it's probably also a way of you trusting me, because I will build the building anyways. So that's something, and the contract, like we said, really important. So you as a buyer can be protected, and also, I mean, also in the contract, we are protected. Of course, it has to be both ways. But yeah, I mean,
it's understandable.
It's understandable, and as said Esteban, and there's something. The contract is not. We can change the contract, and it's not always like the same contract for everyone, right? So it's based on trust, basically, in our side and on the side of the client. Like, for example, legal procedure is not something we encourage. Something that can be done, that happened for us one time, and we're still in the process, and it's been 2 years. So it's just a bunch of waste of time and money.
Yes.
So we can understand, for example, if there is a delay on the payment, if there is a delay on the payment, we can understand that. Has to be just communication. It's something we value a lot. Trust and communication, and that's it. So that's how we like to do business.
100%. Yeah, I like how you mention, okay, we have our contract, it's written for a reason. Sure, terms can be discussed, but it's meant to be a mutually protective agreement, right?
Exactly.
It's not just the thing that you signed to get the apartment.
Exactly.
No, it has a purpose.
Exactly.
Each clause is written for a reason. I'm sure if you were to ask me or ask Louis, what does this clause mean? We're gonna be able to tell you, right? And also you mentioned, like, okay, having a strong financial base, right? When you're buying imposto, when you're buying pre-sale from a developer, ultimately what you're purchasing is a contract, right? You're purchasing the ability to own an apartment once it exists, right? But in the meantime,
you're buying air.
Exactly,
basically.
you're buying air. But there's good air. There's some good air out there. After all, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of greenery here. It's a lot of nice oxygen. Just kidding. But I'm not kidding. It's actually great air in Paraguay. But you're buying air, and you're also buying a confidence in that developer to actually build the unit and deliver what was promised. And you can tell a little bit, you can gauge a little bit as to how confident they are at that project being completed under the conditions that were promised based off of other elements of their offering and how they're doing business. Example, like he mentioned, 10% down. That's not just to tell you, oh, hey, we got 10% down. Like it's a low amount, which for reference, that is, other developers might be offering you in the 20s or 30s. It's not just to get buyers in the door, but what they're communicating to you is, I don't need your 30% in order to have the money to pay my construction workers' salary next week. You know what I mean? I don't need a large amount of cash right now because we know we have the cash. We know the building is going to get built. So I can offer you a lower down payment to get you in the door. Obviously under the understanding that you're going to pay back the remaining 90, but we know that the project's going to get done. Or in the contract itself, right? It's having it be in a way that's mutually protective. And some of these developers, you will read their contracts and you will notice that some are more aggressive than others. Now, the truth is, like he said, nobody wants to initiate a legal procedure, nor the developer, nor even the worst developers or the best of clients, right? Like nobody wants to do that. So it's not just to say, oh, like I'm going to write this contract with the intention to sue you. Nobody wants to sue you, but they want to protect themselves in the best case possible in the event that they mess up, right? So if their terms are fair, then they're basically giving you confidence that like, it doesn't matter to us anyways because we're not going to mess up. But if they know that they're walking on glass and that they're building something that they may or may not have the money to actually be building, and they're taking those down payments and they're putting them in places that you may not want them to be putting them in, then their contract is going to reflect that. They're going to be trying to really protect themselves as best as possible in the event that everything explodes. Now, everything exploding, thankfully here in Paraguay, has not been that common. The doomsday scenario of you buying something and getting absolutely nothing in return, I think is pretty unlikely. But it's the small stuff, right? What is the exact measurements of the unit? You promised me this piece of furniture. Did I get it? This height ceilings. Did I get it? This amenity is going to be put in the building, right? All the homeowners want that. You promised us a gym. Are we getting our gym and are we getting it on time? So if they're putting in the contract, like you cannot do anything if we don't give you your gym. Obviously that's paraphrasing. Then what you're gauging isn't really just its legal weight in court, because no one wants to go to court. No. What you're gauging more than anything is their confidence in their own selves to give you what you're paying for.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, all important stuff. And that's another thing that we will help you with if you go through us, asunciontimes.com/property. I should really just refer to it as Asunción Times Homes and Property instead of saying the URL every time. But yeah, like we will read the contract with you and we will help you get friendlier terms if possible. Even for us, like the contracts that we have with our developers, like we go through a process to make sure that one is fair, right? Make sure that everybody is on the same page about everything. So yeah, sorry if that was kind of a long tangent. But yeah, what have we talked about so far? The market, your building, anything else that they should know about the building itself?
I mean, we build with European standards can be something that is trustworthy. Because we build in France and that's something we wanted to make, take here, sorry. So everything is soundproof. Can be the glass. We have double walls in between every apartment. So we deliver a quality of construction that is really unlikely that you will find here in Asunción. And I'm also sure about what I'm saying. So if you may know some of those things, that's what you need to know.
Okay. And what would you say is like an ideal kind of ideal client profile? Like what type of person do you tend to see interest in?
To be honest, that's why we have our prices. Our prices, I mean, when I say this low, is, I mean, what makes your project interesting is when you buy well the land, okay? Buying
yep.
the land, if you buy well the land, then you can make a good product at a good price. That's what we think, right? So my mother is the one buying the lands, and usually when it's harder to buy, it's better. It's better. So for example, this one, there were 17 sons that inherited the land. So everyone had to come.
I'm so surprised you actually pulled it off.
Yeah, and like it was crazy. 17 people coming, and if one were saying, "Okay, I don't like the price," then bye bye. Okay. So, I mean,
but you got it. The land is yours.
We got it. We got everything. Everything's ready, and so what makes a good product is when you can sell it actually to the local market, and that's something we value a lot, right? We don't use our business to empty pockets of the foreigners coming here. The goal is actually to be able to sell to the local market, and also, I mean, give opportunity to everyone. As I told you, it's a win-win situation.
Yep.
So, I mean, a Paraguayan will not be able to buy an apartment at $60,000 for his first one, or we'd be really lucky to do so. So that's why we have, I mean, also the 10% down, right? Because also people were asking, like, come on, where's how can I like get this like without paying everything up front? Because we weren't doing any payment plan before, and happened just after, because people were asking for it. And as you said before, as we don't really need the money, the thing that we need is to have everything when it's done. I mean, then we'll be fine and we can do another one, then it's all right. But yeah, I mean, what makes a good product is to sell it to the local market, to be able to sell it to the local market. And when you can do that, then you can sell to anyone.
Yeah, it's both. Absolutely. And then let's just say I buy a unit and I notice that the top of the door sill is a little crooked, and I call you. What do you do?
Basically, there's a few months when you can, it's written in the contract actually, when you can actually complain about how it's been done, if there's an issue, if you take the measurement, it's not right, etc. And there is some compensations that can be made, for example, in that case, but I mean, we're confident, so it's written in the contract. If you have an issue, then okay. But for example, if there's a problem with the door, then we just come and fix it. Like, I mean, you have a few months to say everything that you have to say. And something funny I'm gonna add is, you're talking about door, etc., but makes me think, here in Paraguay, there's a lot of developers that sells without actually, like, for example, the furniture on how do you say, the kitchen,
okay.
the kitchen, or the toilet, etc. And you have to buy it just like a side of the apartment.
Yeah.
Like you have to pay a few more million guaraníes and you get it. So that's something also we don't do. So we deliver every climatization, every air conditioning, sorry.
So just to be sure, you deliver toilet.
Yeah, of course.
You deliver sink. Hold on.
Yeah.
You deliver air conditioning units.
Yeah.
Fridge?
No, not fridge.
No fridge? Okay. Which is super common here. That's standard.
Yeah, I mean.
Do any of them have washer dryer, the spot to put it?
There's spot to put it, and there's also ¿cómo se dice termocalefón? You know?
Like a heating system?
Yeah, the heating system is always put, like, I mean, everything's ready for you to come. Like, it's like an unfurnished apartment, basically, but with like air. I mean, also the kitchen, you can use the plates, etc. You have, I mean, everything, like an unfurnished apartment, basically, when you rent it.
Okay. And tell me what you guys do about noise.
Noise. So, okay. So basically, when you sign the contract, you sign also a contrato de vivienda. So that's for the policy of the building. So for you to respect certain hours to make noise, for example. So the community is living well
Yep.
in the building, right? So first of all, and second of all, quality of construction, something I've said before. So there's actually isolation in between every wall, and there is double brick walls between apartments. There is also isolation on the top of every apartment. So, I mean,
Glass. What about the
glass.
windows?
So we use 8mm glass. So does a great job. We have the last building we've built was aside a big road, and the apartments were some of our apartments were facing the road, and with that glass, like you close the door, you close the glass, and you don't hear anything. So I mean, we find everything to satisfy the client, and as I said, like if I'm promising you something, I'm most likely to do it. And aquí, señor, por favor. Louis. Ah, okay. J'arrive.
Always networking.
Always networking, yeah. So yeah, I mean, where was I?
The glass, the quality.
So everything is. I mean, when I'm promising something, then it's to do it. Trust always, but I'm happy also if someone is interested to make them visit what we've done. So always we'll have an apartment available for people to come and visit what we do, you know.
Nice.
And I think that's the best way to show people what they have, you know.
And you guys already have a completed building in Barrio Jara, correct?
A lot. I mean, in Barrio Jara, we have two of them.
Okay.
We
Two
have
towers.
Two towers,
Two
yeah.
apartments.
We have one in sobre Avenida Venezuela on
Also an apartment?
20 apartment building.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, then we have triplexes, duplexes, and we have a building now that we're finishing in Mburuguya.
Okay.
Barrio Mburuguya.
Another apartment.
Yeah, just for us. Something interesting to know is that we don't only sell and rent for us, for other people. We also invest in the real estate market here in Paraguay. So we build for us, so for the offices, and we keep some unit to rent it long term, and to live in. So we don't only sell it and rent it for other people. We do it for ourselves. So that's also a key indicator that when some people invest also in their project, is that it's probably a good thing. It's trustworthy.
True. They got skin in their own game.
Exactly.
Awesome. So you have 3 completed apartments already?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. I
commercials.
thought you only had 1 for some reason. I thought you had 1 and then the duplexes. You
No.
have 3.
3.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
4 now. With the one we're doing for ourselves.
Cool. What else? I think that's it. I mean, I hope you guys got some value out of this, and yeah, stay on the lookout for more content. Any last details for anybody watching?
I mean, we're not only here to sell for people, I guess, to show. You can also just write about, like, comment about some doubt you may have, and we can just answer it.
Yeah.
Just to help you guys. It's not only selling, and it's
Right. It's providing advisory help.
What makes everything good for us is good for you.
Awesome. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, like I said before, reach out to us at Asunción Times Homes and Property. I almost had the URL again. And I'll be happy to sell you one of Louis' units. Or if you don't want one of
Be happy
Louis'
to.
units,
Another one.
maybe some other one. But I'm definitely going to mention Louis. Like, don't get me wrong. You'll know about his. And then just help you guys. Just like he said, both of us, like, reach out to El Solar on their platforms. Like, they're always open for communication, for help. Check them out in person. And yeah, we're in the business to help out clients, and then the money's gonna come afterwards. Like that's the easy part. Like if you do good business here, one final message. If you do good business here in Paraguay, like there's so much room for it, and there are so many people who want it, to where like the money just comes naturally. Like it's do good business, be honest, be in it for the long run, have a vision, have a purpose, do well by your clients, and you'll make more than you know what to do with.
Exactly.
And I'm confident the same will apply to us, to both of us, to me personally, to the newspaper, to them, to the development, to Louis personally. And yeah, we'll hope to see some of you guys here along the ride. So yeah, again, Louis, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Esteban.
See you guys again soon.
See you.
Ciao, ciao. Perfect.
Nice. Hi.